Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another session of structural analysis. In the previous class, we have taken up one problem, that is on slope deflection method. We have taken one basic problem wherein we have two spans, span AB and span BC. Now we'll go for another type of problem wherein we'll be seeing few different types of beams and even different types of loading as well. Okay, so I will write on the question here. Alright, so write down the question as analyze the continuous beam shown in figure using slope deflection method. Okay. I will write on the question here, so the beam here. So the beam is a continuous beam wherein we have two supports and this is 5 meters and we have one load here which is at 4 meter and 2 meter and this is 100 kilonewton, and even we have a UDL of intensity 20 kilonewton per meter. Along with that, we have one small portion of cantilever, and here we have a point load of how much? 20 kilonewton. Yes, and here it is EI and EI. Okay. So this is the beam given in the question. You can copy down. Along with that, it is a continuous beam. What do you mean by continuous beam? As I told you before also, we will be having continuous spans, isn't it? Suppose for example, this is our plan. Okay, in this plan, I'll be having one column here. I'll be having one column here. Okay, and I'll be having one more column at this point. Alright, so my beam will pass in this fashion, isn't it? So that means this is span AB, span BC, isn't it? Suppose for example, we have here a cantilever part like this. Then this condition is similar to that, isn't it? We have here one beam, one support, that is fixed support. We have one simply support here. Even we have one more simply support. After that we have a cantilever portion. You can see these type of things in your general constructions, isn't it? So that means this is point load. We have a 20 kilonewton of point load. So you can observe this. We can actually relate that 20 kilonewton to a wall load. Sometimes what happens? We'll be having a wall here, isn't it? We'll be having wall. So with the at the outer portion of the balcony, or even at the outer portion of the boundary, what they will do? The people will construct wall, isn't it? So that is nothing but that 20 kilonewton load is acting on that beam. So the same thing is happening here. And sometimes what will happen? You'll be having here column also, isn't it? The same thing, you'll be having one more column here at this position. So this is nothing but your continuous beam again, span AB, span BC, right? Then again, if you have one more column here and one more column here, then you will be having one more beam like this, one more column like this. Along with that, we will be having one more beam like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 columns are there, but again we have continuous beams along with that, isn't it? We have continuous beams. This is one beam, this is another beam. Suppose for example I have one more column here. Then again span AB, BC, CD, like that. So this is what your continuous beam is. So the same thing we are doing there. We are trying to analyze that one. So see here, we have a point load here. So sometimes what happens, we'll be having one toilet here. In the bedroom, we'll be having a toilet, isn't it? So because of that toilet, we'll be constructing a wall here. So to bear the load of that wall, to take the load of that wall, we will provide one beam here. So what is happening here, you see? There is one point load acting at that point, isn't it? That is what is happening here. Okay, this is 4 meters. Consider this as the total span is 6 meters. Just assume that total span is 6 meters. After 4 meters we have a wall there. So this is that wall. Okay, so this wall is nothing but your point load. So what is that point load? 100 kilonewton. Depends on the thickness of the wall, again whether it is 4 inches or 9 inches. That depends on the requirement of the client, isn't it? So this is your 4-inch wall. So that will act as a point load. Walls will act as a point load, but for that also you need to provide a beam. Without beam, you cannot construct a wall. That is the theory, that we cannot construct any wall unless and until we have a beam below it. However, we can construct a wall if the thickness of the slab is more than 8 inches. In commercial buildings, we do not provide beams everywhere, isn't it? In commercial buildings, the slab itself will act as a beam, as the depth of the slab itself is beyond 8 inches, that is almost 9 inches. Okay, it depends. So in our general construction, that is general RCC structures, residential buildings, and even commercial general commercial buildings, we need to provide these type of beams to bear the load of the walls. Okay, understood? What is these beams actually? Why these beams are actually looking like so many point loads and all? This is what the concept here. Okay, so we'll try to solve this problem. Again, this beam we can solve with the help of our slope deflection method. Before that, what I will do, I'll try to name this one. This is point A, point B, C and D. This is cantilever portion, right? So previously we have done one simple beam. Here we have 2 simply supports. Along with that we have one cantilever portion. Okay, now by seeing the beam itself, can you tell me what is theta A? Theta A, slope at A, since the beam is fixed at A, so theta A will become 0. Theta A will become 0. What about theta B? Theta B will not equal to 0. Why? Because it is simply support. Along with that, we have theta C as well. What about theta C? Theta C is not equal to 0. What about theta D? Theta D will not exist at all. Okay, theta D is simply there is no support, so there will not be any slope, right? So theta C and theta B will exist, whereas theta A will become 0. Before that, what I will do, the very first step in slope deflection method is we'll try to fix all supports. Okay, we'll try to fix the beams and try to calculate fixed end moments, isn't it? The very first step is FEM, that is fixed end moments, isn't it? So what I will do, I'll treat each span as fixed beam. Okay, span AB I am taking, span AB I am taking. What is the span of AB? 6 meters. The loading is eccentric loading, that is this is 100 kilonewton, and this is 4 meter, this is 2 meter, this is A and B, isn't it? So what happens, because of this central point load or eccentric point load, what happens, my beam will try to get deflected in downward direction. To overcome that deflection or to resist that particular deflection, the beam or the supports will try to create moments in opposite direction, that is one will go in anti-clockwise direction and another one will go in clockwise direction. So I will name this moment as MF AB and this one as MF BA. MF BA. Okay, so can you tell me the formula for MF AB? That is minus WL square by 12, not 8. 8 is for bending moment, 12 is for fixed end moment, isn't it? So sorry, this is eccentric point load, so minus WAB square by L square. What is A here? A is 4, B is 2. So what will happen here? Minus 100 into 4 into 2 square by 6 square. You will get some value. Try to calculate that value. Next we have MF BA. Make sure that this M should be small. Okay, these are all fixed end moments, so we always take this moment as we denote it with small m. The final moment will be capital M. So plus WA square B by L square. So plus 100 into 4 square into 2 by 6 square. So this value will come in negative sign, 44.44 kilonewton meter. What about this one? This one will be in positive sign. So 100 into 4, 4 4s are 16, 16 into 100, 6, 88.88 kilonewton meter. Now I will go for another span, that is, I have one more span, that is BC. In case of BC, I have a UDL over the entire span. So the intensity of the UDL is 20 kilonewton per meter and span is 5 meter. This is B and C. So because of this load, again what my beam will do? My beam will try to get deflect in downward direction. To overcome that deflection, the support will try to give anti-clockwise moment at B and clockwise moment at C. So this will be MF BC and this will be MF CB, isn't it? So what happens here? MF BC is equal to minus WL square by 12. So minus, what is W there? 20 into L is 5 square by 12. We'll get the value in negative sign. The same thing, MF CB is equal to plus WL square by 12. So plus 20 into 5 square divided by 12. You'll get the value in positive sign. Tell me the value of this one. 25 into 20 divided by 12. 41.67 kilonewton meter. What about this one? Same thing, right? 41.67 kilonewton meter. So we have span AB and BC. What about this cantilever portion? So do we have any formula for fixed end moment in case of cantilevers? Did I show you any formula for that? No, isn't it? So whenever you get any cantilever while analyzing the continuous beam, then what we will do, we'll try to take directly the moment that is capital M DC, isn't it? That is D, isn't it? Because of this one, this portion, what will happen to this force? You see, it is going in clockwise direction, isn't it? It is going in clockwise direction. So right side clockwise, negative. Right side clockwise, negative. So minus 20 into 1.5. How much? 30? Minus 30 kilonewton meter. This is MDC. So whenever you come across cantilever, you will get direct support moment. You will get what? Direct support moment. Okay, that is capital MDC. Capital MDC is how much? Minus 30 kilonewton meter. What happens here is, because of this load, my beam will try to get deflect in downward direction. To reduce that deflection, there will be some anti-clockwise moment, that is minus 30 kilonewton meter. See here the value is minus, right? How we got minus? To resist that. My beam is trying to get deflected in downward direction, isn't it? To resist that, what is happening? There is a moment developed that is minus 30 kilonewton meter. So we have calculated what? Fixed end moments we have calculated, isn't it? Now after calculation of fixed end moments, we can go for slope deflection equation, right? So I request everyone, whenever you come for the next class or whenever you see another class, you have to look for the previous problem. You have to understand what happened in the previous class, okay? Because previous class will help you to understand the next upcoming class. If you are not well practiced or well exercised in the previous class, then you might face difficulties in the next upcoming classes, okay? So one by one, day by day, we'll be learning new things. So it is your responsibility to take down the notes. Along with that, you have to study that one. What is happening? How many steps we have followed in every problem. Okay. So in the first step, we'll calculate fixed end moments. After that, we will go for slope deflection equation. So this is what you can copy down. Fine. So this is also over, so I will try to erase it. Next we will go for the second step, that is slope deflection equations. Okay, so slope deflection equation is nothing but capital MAB is equal to MF AB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B, isn't it? Now what is MFAB we have? MFAB, we got some value minus 44.44 plus 2. See here for span AB, EI is as it is EI, okay? There is no 2 EI, 3 EI, okay? What do you mean by EI? Modulus of rigidity, modulus of rigidity. EI is modulus of rigidity. Okay, what happens is, as I told you before also, our beams are like our beams are like, have you seen Maruti van, isn't it? You know Maruti van? Yes. Right? Our beams are like Maruti van, isn't it? If you take down Maruti van, what will happen to your Maruti van? What will happen if you are speeding a car, that Maruti van, at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour, suddenly if you turn it, what will happen to the car van? It will try to rotate. That is nothing but moment of inertia. The second, what is the meaning of inertia? What is moment of inertia actually? Moment of inertia is second moment of area. Second moment of area is moment of inertia. Now what is second moment of area? See, the van is actually trying to get rotated because of its area, isn't it? The area is like this, isn't it? Can you give me your phone? I will explain. Let's take this duster. My van is like this. My van, Maruti van, is like this, isn't it? So what is happening if I am trying to rotate, turn, drift? Yes, we say drift, right? We try to rotate the car suddenly. What is happening? It is rotating because of its area, isn't it? This is the area. It is trying to rotate like this, isn't it? At the same time, when you see a sedan car, that is, if you have, if you can see, we have Nissan Sunny also, right? You have seen Sunny, and even we have Verna car, and so many cars we have, the sedan type. They are like this, isn't it? So if you go and take a drift also, what will happen? They will rotate like this, but they will not turn like this. So they are turning because of this area. So they need to maintain this area. If they want to reduce the moment of inertia of that speeding vehicle, they need to reduce this area. So our beams are actually like this Maruti van, isn't it? If you apply load, there is a chance of rotating, isn't it? So that is why we are studying moment of inertia. Moment of inertia. What is moment of inertia? This is moment of inertia. So we study this one because when there is application of load, when there is a load acting on the beam, when the load is acting on this Maruti van, our beam will try to get rotation. That rotation is moment of inertia. So the depth of all the beams is same. That means the depth of beam EI is same throughout. Sometimes what happens, you might have seen that the depth of this beam will be more and depth of this beam will be less, and depth of this beam will be again less. Many times it will happen. Depth of this beam will be more when compared to the depth of outer beam. You can see outside. Okay, so this is 2i, this is EI only. Okay, so it happens, many times it may happen. Okay, so if the span is more, then the depth will also get more increased. Alright, so this is your EI, the same. So we were discussing about that EI, we went on another things. So I hope you have understood what is actually moment of inertia and what is the use of moment of inertia in civil engineering. Okay, mechanical engineering, something different. They use it for different purpose, whereas we use it for this type of purpose. Even it is restricted that the depth of the beam should be, there is some ratio, B by D ratio. The depth of the beam should not increase up to certain width. What is that? You can see in upcoming classes. I will tell you that. Okay, how the ratio will change. Okay, it depends on breadth to depth ratio, B by D ratio. If the depth is if the depth is more, then there is a chance of there is more chance of getting rotated, isn't it? So how to do that, how to provide reinforcement in that, all those things we will see in the analysis part itself. Okay, one by one we will see. So EI is same throughout. So EI by L. L is in this one, L is span of AB. Span of AB. How much? 6 meters. 2 theta A plus theta B. So here in this case, theta A is 0. So what will happen to the equation? MAB, 2 ones are, 2 threes are, isn't it? So minus 44.44 plus EI theta B, 1 by 3 is how much? 0.33? 1 by 3? 0.33. So I can name this equation as equation number 1, isn't it? Yes. Now I will go for the next part, that is MBA. MBA is equal to MFBA plus 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta A. Not theta C, theta A. So MFBA is how much we have? 88.88. Okay. 88.88 plus 2EI. Always remember, many students will make mistake in this EI. In many examinations, many papers, in many, even students know all the things. Many students will make mistake in EI. The given beam is 2 EI, but they will mention here EI only. So it may happen. So you have to be very careful in this one. Otherwise your marks will get deducted. Either 1 mark or 2 mark. Even though if you write the entire solution correctly, but there might be chance that they will deduct the marks because there is something which you have not observed. That is why they will reduce your mark to 1 mark or 2 mark. That depends. Okay. EI by L. What is L? 6. Yes, BA is 6. Then theta A will become 0. So 2 theta B will be there. So what will happen here? 2 ones are, 2 threes are, isn't it? 88.88 plus 0.66 EI theta B. This is MBA. Equation number 2. So we can go for another part, that is MBC. I will write here MBC. MBC is equal to MFBC plus 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta C, isn't it? What about theta B and theta C? They both exist. They don't become 0 here. So MFBC is how much? minus 41.67 plus 2EI by L. What is the span of BC? 5 meters. Into 2 theta B plus theta C. Now once you solve this one, what will happen? Minus 41.67 plus 2 2s are 4. Okay, 4 by 5 is 0.8. 0.8 EI theta B. Then again here see, 2 1s are 2. 2 by 5 is 0.4. So plus 0.4 EI theta C. So this is MBC. This is equation number 3, right? Yes. So this also we'll try to solve here itself. That is CB. MCB is equal to, otherwise we'll solve here since we don't have place here. It is visible, bottom part is visible. Bottom part is visible? Okay, we'll take down after this one. So you can copy down this one, then we'll go for the next part. Okay. So we have formed how many equations? 3 equations. So what is the last one? Capital M. BC is over, no? CB is equal to MFCB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta B. So MFCB is how much? Plus 41. Plus 41.67 plus 2EI by L is 5 into 2 theta C plus theta B. So what happens here? Plus 41.67 plus 2 2s are 4 by 5 is how much? 0.8. 0.8 EI theta C first. Then 2 by 5 is how much? 0.4 EI theta B. This is equation number 4. Now all equations are over, isn't it? We have MAB, MBA, MBC, MCB. What about MCD? We have got the final answer, that is minus 30. So that is MCD or MDC? No, it is MCD. Make it a correction there. It is MCD. Okay? It is not MDC. Why? Because at the end point there is no moment. Moment will be 0 at free end, whereas moment will exist at this fixed end. So that is MCD. Make it a correction over there. Okay. Now we can apply equilibrium equations. So the third step is equilibrium conditions. So what are the equilibrium conditions we have? The very first one is capital MBA plus MBC is equal to 0. Another one is capital MCB plus capital MCD is equal to 0. These are the 2 equilibrium conditions we have in our problem. Because see here, there should not be any moment at simply support. There should not be any moment at this simply support as well. So, but we are getting some value. So, if you add both the values, you should get 0. So, that is why what I will do, I will take down this one first. Okay. So, the very first equilibrium equation is, what is that one? MBA. What is the value you will get? 80. 88 plus 0.6 0.66 0.66 EI theta B. We are writing this MBA, right, over this one. Now we'll write MBC. This part is MBA plus MBC we will add. Minus 41.67 plus 0.8 EI theta B plus 0.4 EI theta C equal to 0. If you want to if you want to calculate this portion as fast quickly, you can use calculators also. Right? We have two equations, MBA plus MBC. Okay. Instead, we can do this type of thing also. But initially, we'll try to solve like this. Then later on, in end problems, we'll try to take down those quick calculations. Okay. So we'll try to add these values. So we have here EI theta B. We have here EI theta B. So we can add these two terms, isn't it? So this is one independent term, that is 88.88, here minus 41.67. So we can sum up these values, isn't it? So 88.88 minus 41.67, how much? Or else before that we'll try to do this one. 0.66 EI theta B plus 0.8 EI theta B, how much? 1.46 EI theta B. Now we'll go for EI theta C. We have plus 0.4 EI theta C, isn't it? Plus 0.4 EI theta C. What about these two values? 88.88 minus 41.6 plus 0.21 equal to 0. Okay, we got which equation? Equation number 5. Alright, now we will go for MCB plus MCD. What is MCB? We have 41.67 plus 0.8 EI theta C plus 0.4 EI theta B plus, this is MCB. What about MCD? Minus 30, that's it, right? So I will write here minus 30 should be equal to 0. So once you add this one, see here I have 0.4 EI theta B, 0.4 EI theta B, then plus 0.8 EI theta C, then 41.67 minus 30 is how much? 11.67 is equal to 0. So this is equation number 6. So once you solve, see here we have EI theta B theta C, here we have EI theta B theta C. So you in your calculators we can solve these type of equations, isn't it? If you go to equations, you'll be having AX plus BX equal to C. Okay, so when there is equal to C, you send this term towards right hand side and write minus 47.21. Okay, similarly here if it is AX plus BX equal to C, then send this write it as minus 11.7 in your calculators. So directly you will get the value of EI theta B then EI theta C. Okay, can you calculate that for me? So you got EI theta B is how much? Minus 32.83 and plus 1.83 plus 1.83. So once you substitute this EI theta B and theta C values in equation number 1, 2, 3 and 4, you will get the value of MAB, MBA, MBC, MCB. Okay. then after calculation of these end moments, we can go for our shear force, calculation of shear force and bending moment. See, whenever it says analyze, that means you have to draw shear force and bending moment diagram. Okay, without shear force and bending moment, the beam is not at all analyzed. Okay, so if you stop here, then you may not get full marks. Okay, so analyze means calculation of support moments, calculation of shear force, calculation of bending moment, along with calculation of reactions. Okay, so this reactions and all we'll try to take up in the next session. Okay, thank you.